What's going on, people? It's your boy, comedian Will Wright. We back with another episode of All Jokes Aside, episode 7, with one of my big brothers in the game, man. Like I said, anytime we get together, it's always a blessing, man. If you haven't seen him anything, man, get your shit together, all right? This boy is a radio host down in North Carolina doing this thing. Also got a podcast called Dad Intervention Podcast, and also the Rick the web series. So, man, you might have seen him. And then, I'm going to throw one in there. Like, if you from Jersey, you definitely probably seen him all over the interstate, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all give it up for my brother, Ace Brown. You know what I'm saying?
What up? I don't like the fact that me and you both got bare walls. Look like we ain't successful.
Yeah. You know what? Season 1 is always going to be like that for me. I refuse to make it look
Change
glamorous. Yeah. Because when the world opened up, you know what I'm saying? You want like, yo, you know what? Season 2 got better. Why? You got a backdrop now. Like,
yeah. The funny thing is when I be doing these, when I do like interviews or whatever, depending on who I'm talking to, if I'm just chilling, I have a bare wall or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm doing like a meeting where somebody is like trying to like really put some money behind something, like I'm talking to them to get them to sponsor me or something,
Mm-hmm.
I flash on all my wife's degrees and everything so they think that I had the degrees in the back. They be like, this dude, he is making moves. Don't realize all my wife stuff right there.
Zoom in on the back and we'll do that say on the back right
Yeah. I had a lady, she was talking business, man. We was on a Zoom meeting. She was talking business about sponsoring one of my shows. I had all of my wife's joints in the background. She was like, wow, what is your degrees in? I was like, business,
Business. That's the kindergarten diploma in the back, lady. You don't know shit.
Man, my wife joint got this joint laid out.
Yeah, I'm with you. Heard up, man. But yo, for people that don't know, man, where you from, man? Where you from?
Man, I'm from Newark, New Jersey, man. Born and raised. Even though I relocated for work purposes, I'm still back and forth. Before this whole COVID thing, people was like, man, you ain't moving. I was like, I really didn't, because I was always back and forth. But man, born and raised in Newark, New Jersey. Never moved out of Newark. I'm still Newark at heart, ain't one of those, I ain't coming back now. I'm always gonna be back there. You know what I mean? That ain't nothing. So
no, I'm one of those. I'm not coming back. I'm not. I'm not coming back.
Yeah, I'm like Red Man when it comes to Newark, man. I'm Newark. Newark is in my heart, man. So I may hate it, but I'm there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to donate. That's about it. I'm not moving back. I might buy a crib, but not for me to live.
Yeah. I thought about that too.
Yeah, so he's like, I love Newark. Don't get me wrong. I'm Newark. Every time I even go to Newark, I'll put daddy on his way up. Like, you know what I'm saying? But nigga, I'll be like, soon I touch down in Newark, I'll be like, man, I'm ready to go home. I can't do it.
Newark is one of them places, if you're not from there, you don't appreciate it. And then if you are from there, you hate it, but it sculpts you into being who you are. So I always tell people, man, I love Newark, but I hate it. I hate going through the grimy streets, but it's like, yo, if it wasn't for the grimy streets, maybe I wouldn't be, keeping my head on the swivel the way I need to be able to make it, here as long as I've been making it.
No, you're right. Newark, like you said, you gotta have like every Newark nigga got like a love-hate relationship for Newark. Like we love it, but then we can't stand it. Like it was just like when I moved to South Jersey, bro, it was just like, man, I can't stand this South Jersey. So it took me like 3 years to really get like say I live in South Jersey, because I was in Newark every weekend. Even the weekend I moved, I went back up and spent the night up there. I wasn't beat. I couldn't find no chicks. I couldn't find no job. Like I was going back up to the hood, like, you know what I'm saying? But it was just, I got it. Once I got down here, it was like stuck. Once I put like this. Once I found the barbershop, nigga, it was over. Like,
oh, okay, yeah.
Once I found
niggas first time.
Yeah, once I found that barbershop, nigga, I was like, yeah, I don't even really need to go up there no more. My girl and moved back down here, and it's over. Like, forget it.
Yeah, that's always niggas first step. They always need to find a barbershop and a corner store.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's
Niggas
what I
find a
was
place
searching for.
with a good hot pastrami and cheese sandwich. They like this. All
Yeah.
right, I'm home now.
Yeah. This is what it is, nigga. Yeah. Oh yeah, y'all shred y'all lettuce? Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Yeah, you need shit like that, man. But yo, another thing about this show, like I said, I try to implement certain things in it. But one of the questions I love, one of my favorite questions, I stole it from a movie, which is Brown Sugar. So my question to you is, when did you fall in love with stand-up comedy?
Mm. I fell in love with stand-up comedy. Um, you know what? I'm gonna say I didn't fall in love with stand-up comedy until after I had already doing stand-up comedy. I liked stand-up comedy. I'm gonna answer your question, but I first got introduced to stand-up comedy by watching Def Comedy Jam. So me watching Martin host shows, um, realized that I was like, yo, man, I want to be funny. But I always thought that you had to be in the movies to do it. And I was a childhood actor. So because I was a childhood actor, my thing was, all right, eventually they'll find out that I'm funny on a set somewhere. And then they'll ask me to tell jokes. I didn't know that stand-up comedy was its own entity. So when I was watching Martin and them, I was like, all right, cool, this is dope, and then it wasn't until I saw people like Hamburger and Cool Bubba Ice and Derek Fox and Jay, when they said they were from New Jersey, I'm like, I ain't never seen none of them on no movies before. Especially Hamburger, because he had the catchphrase hamburger, you know what I mean? And I was like, I ain't never seen these jokers on movies before. So I didn't know how to get into it. And then when I got into the game, then once I met them, those were like my Jay-Z's, I'm working with my Jay-Z's, and I'm working with like I tell Talent that all the time. Like Talent is like my Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying?
Mine too.
And
He one of my favorites too.
yeah, and I'm working with these people, and I'm like, wait, I got your phone number, this, that, and third. But I fell in love with comedy, um, or shall I say, I realized I fell in love with comedy when this COVID happened. And I posted a video being funny, and rewatching it made me cry. And
That's
that's when I
interesting.
found out. I put up, and you could look at it, if you go back on my Instagram, there's a video, is a montage of me doing, I did an Insta story, and I did just different pictures of me on stage, or different video clips of me on stage. And I played the song Missing You by Brandy, and the song from Set It Off.
Yeah, I know what
Uh,
you mean. Yeah, I
I
got
played that as being funny, like I'm missing stage. And as I watched it back, bruh, I broke down into tears. And that's when I realized how much I was in love with comedy. So it's crazy that you asked that question, because I loved it. But when I found out I was in love with comedy was when I did that.
No, that's dope as hell, actually. Even for you to even say when this started, because you've been doing comedy how long? What?
12 years.
12 years. So now for you to say your 12th year, you fell in love with it. Like you loved it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I loved it. I liked it, but I didn't know how much in love, you know what I'm saying? Like, I
no,
was like, oh, I love it.
nigga,
It's
I
fun.
know. It's
It's
almost like
fun.
it's like a girlfriend. Like, y'all be beefing, y'all be arguing and all that. And soon she leave, you be like, man, I missed the shit out this bitch, man.
Exactly. And
Like for
and
real.
and at that time, beforehand, we never had this where this had to be taken from us. Sometimes there's a lot of comedians. This is our way out. This is a scapegoat out or whatever. Especially the comics that come and go. At, not me or you per se, but you see those comics. You're like, man, I ain't seen them in a long time. They still doing comedy. Yeah, I do it whenever I feel like it. Yeah, this is your escape out. You know what I mean? You got something on your mind. You just know somebody. You call up, hey, get some stage time, and you get on. But for people like me and you who take it seriously, we've never had to experience the lost. So we always had that girlfriend that no matter how we treated her, you were there.
She was there. Word.
And now that you're not there, I realize, like, yo, I'm in love with
Love
you.
with you. Nah, for real. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. I'm the same way. Like I'm like, bro, I'm around the house right now looking at everybody like, man, I'm about to leave y'all. I need to miss y'all because I don't even think I love y'all no more because I got to go. And comedy, like, bro, like shout out to Ken Jones. He been throwing like little shows every week. And nigga, just to go over there to Philly and just either just hit the stage. I hit the stage like 3 weeks ago for the first time, and it was it's always there. But I was trying out new shit anyway, so it wasn't supposed to be great. And there was only a couple of people in there, but it felt good just to touch the stage and like make people laugh and they see like, yo, nigga, dope, like shit like that. So it was a blessing.
Yeah, and you know what? You know what's crazy? It's funny you say that because I felt the same way. I just did a show Saturday and with Darren Brand from Wildin' Out, and he and I said the exact same thing when we got done. The host Danny Rag, he had came out and he was like, yo man, he was like the crowd wasn't really into it, and we was like, yeah, this guy is cool. And then we just paused, and at the same, well, almost simultaneously at the same time, because Darren started it and then I started right after, so it sounded like we was mocking each other, and we was like, that shit felt good though. Like, you know what I mean?
Like,
It just felt good to be back on stage. I saw some hiccups. My wife pointed out, like, yeah, you messed up on this joke. You messed up on this joke. And I'm like, yeah, that's the rust. But it just felt good to be able to be back on stage.
Nah, you ain't lying about that rust, nigga. The other night I was chilling with the wife and we was talking. And she told me one of my jokes. I said, damn, I forgot about that damn joke. Like, I was looking up. No, the crazy thing about I was looking for the fucking joke. I'm like, yo, I got a joke about.
Hilarious.
Yo, I couldn't remember this joke to save my life. But I was just like riding my, I was just riding in my car and like thinking, I was like, damn, I'm thinking about all my little jokes and stuff. It was on my, matter of fact, it was on my way to Philly that night. I was like thinking of like, what old jokes I got, but I know I had like some new old, like, well, they old now, but they was new when before the shit went down. Like, what was this joke? I couldn't remember this joke to save my life. And my wife said it to me, and it's about me turning 30, like being in my 30s. So I was like, I remember the joke now. Thank you. So, yo, you right, nigga. That rust is different.
That rust is crazy.
This is a different type of rust because I never, like you said, we never really had a break. Like I took a month off before because I had a baby. Like I always take, every time I have a kid, I take like a month off just to help her out around the house, get her settled, and hopefully get a sleep.
But even with that, that's a choice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Bad choice, but that's your choice. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm not gonna book myself, or I'm not gonna go to any shows. That's a choice, but it's always been there. This is a time where it was taken from us. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't a much needed vacation. This was taken from us. And it was taken from us at the time where a lot of material or a lot of thoughts started to happen. You got people stuck in the house. You got people losing jobs. You got, you know what I mean? So the person that was like, well, if I ever get laid off, I can always hustle and bustle by doing comedy. I can make a couple dollars here and there. You took that from us. And then we can't even reap the benefits of the person that work at a job because we can't go to no unemployment like, yeah, I was unemployed doing comedy. They might, you got some taxes to show for that?
Nah, definitely. Nah, you ain't lying about that shit.
So we ain't even getting that unemployment pay.
Nah, you definitely right. Yeah, you right, bro. You ain't lying about that. Moving right along. Once again, the name of the show is All Jokes Aside, and this is when we get into the meat and potatoes of the show. To me, I call it. I'm gonna switch up a question. Though I normally ask a different question, but I'm gonna switch up one of the questions. Like, what about the game do you hate?
The politics, man. The if you don't know this person, I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't put you on this. No matter how funny you may be, there are gatekeepers. And sometimes those gatekeepers don't want to see Ace Brown or Will Wright succeed. And I know a lot of people may watch this and be like, man, you create your own. Yeah, you can. But if you do it, and then all of a sudden it turns out that somebody else did it before you, or some one of the gatekeepers did it and it got recognized better, whether it be a joke, whether it be an idea, you now look like a thief. Where was your idea originally?
Yeah, true.
So I really hate the politics in the game. I hate the fact that it's one of those, yo, Will, you want to get on this show? Yeah. Do you know so-and-so? Nah, I'm gonna put a word in for you. Then I go to put a word in and the person like, I don't know him. Yeah, but go off my word. But if I was, and not to throw shots when I say these names, if I was Kevin Hart, you wouldn't ask. You wouldn't say that. Kevin Hart went ahead and said, throw Will Wright on the show. They would call, what's the number?
Let's go.
What's the number? They ain't got to say, well, I ain't never heard of him, Kev. Nah. So why is it that the gatekeepers, you know what I'm saying? It's like you telling me I got to go ahead and basically I gotta kiss your ass to be able to do something. Like, that's not cool. So
no, I feel you. I feel you. Yo, speaking, you're gonna make me ask another different question because you said something I thought I never had on this show. But have you ever like gave somebody the thumbs up for somebody and they bomb or something like that?
When have I? Nah, you know what? Yeah, I have, but it wasn't a show that I wasn't at. It was one of those, yo, put this person up, you know what I'm saying, give them some time, and you know they good, they solid, and the person just didn't have a good set.
Yeah.
The person just didn't have a good set. I never vouched for somebody to go away somewhere and I wasn't there.
No, I got what you're saying. Yeah. Now, I think, can I speak on this? Because I think I was there. So what is funny is that the reason why I asked you that, because I wanted you to see if you was going to tell that story. That
wasn't even a story. I got a story I could tell you.
You know what story I'm talking about though, right?
Yeah. That was me putting someone. Okay, so
just tell a story. Tell people the story, because I know they be like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah, I tell a story. Okay, so I do a show. I still do once everything get back up and running. Actually, big shout out to Nina Dawkins, who hit me up and was like, I'm so ready for us to get back working again. So that means my job is secure with her. That's great.
I'm super happy.
Nina was gonna be like this. You fired.
Yeah. I'm super happy about that call. I'm glad you got that, because nigga, you know, I want your spot, but I don't want your spot. Like, I want you to give it to me. Like, yo, give it to my little brother. But I want to see you every month.
I've already told them whenever I can't make it, you're definitely the host. So that's solidified. We had that conversation as well, because she was asking about the move and everything, and she was like, you know, what if flights are not ready? I said, well, if flights ain't ready comfortably enough for me, then will host it until I'm there. And then she was like, all right, cool, I'm with that. So that's you know, side stuff. But at any rate, here's what happened. I host a show in Trenton, New Jersey once a month. Been doing this show about 4 years, 3-4 years now. Met Nina and Landy, who are the promoters for the show, on a referral. That's what's crazy about it. On a referral is how I got my hosting gig. My man DOA was booked to do their first show. Well, let me not even say their first show back, because they was doing it with DK beforehand. And who's a comedian, for those that do not know, he's a comedian out of the Central Jersey, South Jersey area.
Trenton, he's from Trenton.
Yeah, so Central Jersey, I guess that's what they consider.
Yeah, it's borderline.
Yeah, and he was hosting first. I guess they took a break. I don't know. I didn't know them at this time, so I'm assuming. I guess they took a break. Then when they came back, DOA, who's a comedian out of New York, was being booked. I don't know if they wanted him to host it, but the way he told it to me was that they wanted him to host on a consistent basis. And his thing was, I'm not coming all the way down to Trenton on a monthly basis. Hit my man Ace up. He's in Jersey. Of course, a lot of New York heads don't know the distance between one spot to the next. So his thing is, Jersey is Jersey.
Yeah,
You
niggas
know
don't understand. Like, nigga, that's
Jersey, you in Jersey. And we be like, yeah, but that's still over an hour away. But,
yeah.
okay. And at the time, I wanted another room because I had my room that I do in Union. But I was like, yo, I could use 2 rooms. You know what I'm saying? Let's make this happen. So I met them. I hosted a good show. They loved me. I loved them. I was like, yo, let's make this happen. And we started building. So now we fast forward to the event that Will is talking about. And we had on the show, we had Top Flight, Barry Ribs, if I'm not mistaken. Was Barry on that show?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Barry Ribs. I know Tommy Too Smooth came through. And one other person, but we also had a couple people up front. It was a jam-packed show.
Jam-packed.
I don't know why, but it was a jam-packed show. And I mean that in both ways, comics as well as audience. So I told Nina to put this guy named Double D on, and I ain't afraid to say the names.
It was 2 of them. It was 2. It was 2. It wasn't just
No. Listen, I'm just getting to the point.
Okay. All
A couple dollars.
Gotcha.
I told Nina. No. Matter of fact, I'm lying right now because I didn't tell Nina to put Double D on. Double D saw the flyer and contacted Nina and asked Nina to get put on. And Nina said, how much should she pay him? And I said, nothing. And I'm keeping it real. Now looking at the camera, nothing. He ain't getting no money. And the reason why I said this is because, which I could go into, Double D did me wrong, and I'm still pissed off about that because to me, it was just like one of those, yo, you fucked me over for life. Like, and me and Double D never had a conversation over it. And I'm still cordial with him. Like, if you ever see this, ain't no love lost, but you fuck with me on some money shit, and I just didn't like it. You know what I mean? I can tell you that story too. I don't mind saying what the real is. Because,
this is what the show is about, to keep it at 100. Like, I need those.
Yeah, people know me for being a real stand-up dude. So most of the time when somebody be like, damn, you got on Ace bad side, or you and Ace don't get along, it's because something you probably did. Because most shit I let slide. You know what I'm saying? Most shit, I ain't one of those petty type of people. So when I tell the stories, people like, damn, for real, that's fucked up. So at any rate, I was like, nothing. Don't pay him nothing. I got to pay him some because I told him I was going to give him some. I was like, all right. And I forgot what I told him. I said, give him $50 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? He brings his man, Sal, not Sal Holmes. Because I know people might be watching like, Sal Holmes?
Nah, his
Sal.
Name is not Sal.
Go by Sal, but he's tall. He's tall. And I knew him too. And he gets there and he was like, yo, Ace, can you put Sal up? And I was like, all right, Sal got 3 minutes. Because Sal is one of them type of comics that jump in and out of the game. So I'm like, he's going to get up here. He's probably going to get like 2 to 3 good minutes. And then after that, I'll light him. So he gets up, and I don't even think he made it to the 3-minute mark. And sure enough, people was like, what is this? What's going on?
Because the nigga opened up the show hella wrong.
Yeah.
He said, because I never forget, the nigga said, the first joke he said was, oh, snap, I'm in Trenton. I thought it was nothing but a bunch of transvestites out here.
Yes, he did. And everybody was sitting there like this. All right, this is over. So the murmuring started talking, and anytime you had a comedy show, you start hearing
yeah.
Those little chitter chatters become to and you like this. Come on, can you guys keep it down a little bit? Because everybody started talking. So he bombs. I get him off. I go and put Double D up.
2 niggas from Newark.
He bombs.
2 niggas from Newark.
Yeah, both of them from Newark. He bombs. I literally went back up, and I told Will on my way going up, yo, you're going next.
No, you didn't. No, I'm gonna tell you what happened. Because I know it's like it's been a minute. You put Top Flight on.
And that's what it was.
I asked Nina. I said, Nina, put me up. and I went to you. Like we knew each other, but you didn't know I was from Newark though.
Yes.
I said,
yes.
make sure,
true.
because when you went up there, you had told everybody like, look, yeah, they from Newark, but I don't know them niggas, right?
Yeah. No, you're reminding me because I got good memory, but now you're refreshing.
Yeah.
I did bring up Top Flight. The funny part was I said it wasn't even so much. I said I'm from Newark. I don't know these. I said you niggas about to make me move from Newark. I'm about to pack my bags.
Something like that. Yeah.
I said Nina's gonna fire me. I was like, I'm not gonna be working. I'm not gonna be working here next month.
Yo, matter of fact, yeah, you're right. And that's when I told you, I said, yo, I'm from Newark. Like when I go up, say that I'm from Newark or whatever. And you was like, yo, you from Newark? I'm like, yeah, nigga, I'm born and raised here.
I didn't know.
I did not know that. I thought you was from out here.
I didn't know that.
And then, yeah, you brought me up. And go ahead, tell that part. Go ahead, finish that. So you brought up Top Flight. That's where you was at.
Yeah, so I bring up Top Flight do his thing. And then when I bring up Will, and Will comes up, the first thing Will said is, I think you said something like, yeah, I don't know these niggas, but I can tell you this much. It ain't a Newark thing. Like, yeah, you said something to that magnitude. Yeah, and everybody just started hollering. And you were just going in your first 3 to 5 minutes. I would say 3 minutes to be on the safe side. Your first 3 minutes was talking about how bad they were.
Yes, it was.
And
it was
how much different Newark was because of them. Yeah. You was like, yeah, see, this the reason why. I think you said something like, this the reason why I moved from there, because it's bad.
Yeah, it's like this. Right? This is terrible. But what made that funny then, you got back up, was like, yeah, Will just saved my job.
Yeah. I said it. Because, and the funny thing was, I was talking to Nina while you were on stage, and I said to her, I didn't know Will was from Newark. She was like, I knew he was from, up there. I didn't know exactly from Newark, and she started naming places like he could have been from Montclair, you know what I mean? She's like, I didn't know you from Newark. So I was like, yeah. So then I was like, I said, I'm sorry, you gonna fire me. She's like, I would never do that. She's like, but you was gonna be suspended. And I was like, oh. So then she started smiling. You know how Nina give you that little smile.
Nina,
And then I said, look, Will killing it though. He from Newark. She's like, oh, don't try to claim him now.
Yeah, don't try to claim.
And that's when I went up there. I was like, Will just saved my job.
Let me tell you something. That is the same night. I believe it's the same night. I'm not gonna say the first time, but this is the first time I ever seen her curse with anger. She was like, yo, because I was sitting back there. She was like, Will, get him the fuck off. I said, Nina, I'm not working tonight. She's like, I don't care. Get him the fuck off of here.
Because I was in the front. I was in the front part of the room, closer to the stage. Because I remember her texting me and saying, where are you? Because she didn't know I was still up in the front area.
When both of them niggas went up, it was terrible.
Yeah, they were terrible. They were terrible. But that was a time where I did that. But then also one time was when I vouched for Foster. And Foster and I did a show, and Natasha Face Ross had a room. I don't know if she had a room or she just had a show. But me and my wife always joke about this. And Natasha asked me, could Foster do X amount of time, whatever it was. And let's just say for argument's sake, it was 20 minutes or 25 minutes. Her thing was, all right, you do 25, Foster do 25. That's, that's an hour show or whatever. I was like, all right, cool. Foster got up there and bombed. And anybody that knows Foster, when he bombed, he like, woo, it's getting hot up here. And Foster ends like dumb early. Like he does like a quarter of his time. So if it was 30 minutes, he did 10 of it. And he comes back to the table where me and my wife is. And he was like, I was like, yo, you were supposed to do such and such. And he was like, you got the time. Go ahead.
It's yours.
All his time on me.
Oh, God.
Yo, me and my wife joke about that all the time, about how Foster just left me with that time. Like, here you go, do it.
I got a Foster story too. You know, I tried to get you to do this, the Philly versus Jersey.
Yeah.
I had him as my headliner. Now, show was going great. Show was doing great or whatever, right? Before the show, right after we did the torn flip, John Phillips was the headliner for the Philly team. He says, yo, I know y'all want to flip and we gonna go first, but when on that round, let me go after Foster because I'm home. I said, nah, nigga, it is what it is, bro. I'm not gonna mess up the show or the structure of the show because you got a vendetta. And he like, yo, he said it to me, I got a vendetta against this nigga. He told me the story. He said, yo, Foster went off, killed this show, and I bombed. And it was like because of him. Like he's upset about him, right? I'm like, whatever, bro. John goes up and does, I think we let the headliners do 15 to 20 minutes, something like that. John go up there and electrifies the room. I mean, nigga, if he was a Super Saiyan, he was just Super Saiyan 10. He was just up there, right? This nigga Whistling Foster get up there and he bombed like no other, right? He had 2 good jokes and they was at the end of the show. And niggas was like, yo, get him off the stage. I'm like, nah. He got 20 minutes. He gonna die the whole 20 minutes. I'm not that type of nigga. He gonna die the whole 20 minutes. He gonna get all this energy and non-energy that he deserved right now for coming up there fucking up, right? So I'm like, yo, so he's on the stage. He said, yeah, man, y'all Captain Ken Jones. He said, that laugh sound like a disease or some shit like that. He's like, it sound like if you laugh like him, you like, yo, you got the Ken Jones or something like that. That was funny. And then he was like, yeah, I guess y'all don't think I'm funny tonight, yo. And everybody bust out, start laughing. Like, I was like, yo, that was it.
When he starts bombing, though, he can pull himself out. It's just that sometimes it'd be like, yo, it's too much for him and he can't do it. But that was the one time that I did vouch for somebody and it just didn't go right.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right. You ever had I told you this happened to me a few times, but like you ever had a joke stolen from you? And if so, how did you handle
it? I didn't have a joke stolen because the person knew it was mine. I've had countless of my jokes used like in front of me.
Hold on. Yeah. No, I never had a joke stolen, but it has been used in front of me.
It has been used.
That's a neat way to look at it.
Yeah, it had. But see, here's the thing, because the way I look at it is a joke is stolen most of the time with the person not being there. You got to have guts when you use it in front of the person and then come off on 2 separate occasions. And the person be like, my bad. I went there. My bad. And I want to say one of the occasions were see my wife, if my wife was here, I would ask her to sit here and tell you the multiple times, because there's a couple of times.
You could bring her in if you want to. You could bring her.
She at work. She at work.
Oh,
okay. But there's a couple of times. No, that's what I'm saying. That, like, if I told her like, hey, me and Will was talking about this and this topic came up, and I tell her what I'm gonna tell you, she'll be like, you forgot about this, because she remembers it, because she holds a vendetta.
Yeah. Our wives too. Our wives.
Yeah, like Foster was one of them, and it wasn't even a joke. It was an improv joke. If you remember when Trinidad James came out, All Gold Everything, you know what I'm saying? And I forgot how I did the joke, because it wasn't even a material joke. It was just your hosting joke. Yeah, me just using the nigga, you know what I mean? And I did it. And then the next show we had, Foster was on that show too, and he did it. And my wife went off. Like, he stole your joke. I'm like, babe, I don't even use that. But as far as actual material, was about 3 times that I can know of. One time was a person who did it, and then we became cool, and they stopped doing it. That's one of the OGs, not in so much comedy, but in radio, Ed Lover. Ed Lover, when I first did my birthday joke, Ed Lover took it and revamped it. Now, you hear a lot of people talk about Ed Lover revamping a lot of jokes. So before me and him became cool, he used to do my birthday joke. And my birthday joke is, very simple. I say white people and black people celebrate their birthday different. White people celebrate their birthday on the day. Black people will celebrate our birthday that Thursday, that Friday, Saturday, the whole entire weekend. We show up in church on Sunday. It's my birthday weekend. We celebrate to the zodiac sign change. You know what I mean? That's the joke. And
go to mommy.
And I've had a couple of people that have been like, yo, that's a dope joke because it's true. You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff. And he revamped it. And then when he revamped it, he used to do that joke until we became cool. And then he was like, yo, I ain't going in front. I took your joke. I'm not going to do it no more. I was like, it's cool. It's cool. I knew you were doing my joke.
Yeah.
That was one. Monique Latisse touched on it because she was hosting the same joke. She touched on it because she was hosting. She was like, anybody celebrating any birthdays? And it was like, yeah. She was like, is it today? Because black people will celebrate all the way to the zodiac sign change. I'm like, God damn.
No,
like, you know what I mean?
What's crazy? Now that you're saying this shit, I didn't heard that from other people, not just them. I heard it from other people.
Yeah, I know.
It happens.
I've been doing that joke since I started doing comedy in 2008.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So anything before 2000, and I've never heard it. I'm one of those type of people. I pry on. I'm a student of the game, and even OGs say that. Like, damn, you did this, you did that. I'm a student of the game, so I pride myself on making sure that my material is from something I either experienced or something like that. So but since then, and you talking about that's 12 years, I'm pretty sure I can believe it. So
I definitely heard that before. I definitely heard
that. And the way I handle it is, in the words of my man Jay, big bro Jay, imitation is the best form of flattery. So I don't really stress about it. I just keep writing. Those are my jokes where I just be like, all right, if I feel like doing it, fine. But I'm starting to really own my material on what my kids do, and my marriage and things with relationships, because I think I talk about relationships a lot. So
no, definitely. You got a joke that I'm mad you even got. I'm like, damn, why I ain't think it is. It's a joke about you, how you really I think it's I don't know if it's how you really know you in love with this person, but when you say I think it's like more of a your women put women put men through certain shit that you would never do. Like part her hair with the greasy, like be on the bro. I be in this house, bro. Listen, especially during this quarantine, bro. I done part of my wife's hair.
Let me tell you something.
My wife's hair. I don't like if y'all seen my wife recently with the nice little cut. I did that.
Yeah.
Like all kind of shit. I'm like, yo, when you did that joke when I was in Philly, I seen you that night when we was like in Philly, like 2:00 in the morning outside the parking lot, nigga. Mm-hmm. That when you said that joke, I say, God damn, I wish I had that joke. That is, I need that.
Here's the crazy thing. A lot of people, they love that joke, and they love me talking about this other joke that I do about the different women, like the different type of women. And the way I got that joke was actually parting my wife's hair, and I just started adding on it because my wife doesn't wear weave. So when I said that, people would tell me what their husbands did or what their man did, and I would add that in. So it started off with me just saying, like, hey, fellas, we could never tell our boys that, like, yo, fam, what you doing? I'm watching the game. Like, bullshit. She's sitting between your legs. You got the grease on the back of your hand. You greasing her scalp. And I said it like that, just very calm. And people started laughing. So the way it happened was one night my wife was like, can you put oil on my hair? And I was like oiling her hair up, and she had braids. And she's like, oh my God, that feels so good. Feels so good. Oh yeah, do that side. And I'm like, yo, you got me with grease on my hand. I said, look, you better not tell nobody I grease your scalp. And she was like, why? What's wrong with that? And I was like, yo, you just can't tell dudes that. And then when I started to realize, like how you said, other dudes do it, I was like, oh, it'll hit both ways because dudes know it to be true. That's when I started to add an asking the guy, have you ever painted your girl toenails before? God, like, nah, I ain't do that. He's lying.
Nigga, if you've been together, listen, if you've been with your wife, nigga, if you even lived with her for a year, nigga, you done did some shit you
and
like,
that's why I do the
whole
what
I do.
Yeah, and that's why I do the whole rundown. We paint toenails, we grease scalps. Some of us know how to do the starter braid for the weave. I got that from a girl telling me, like, yo, my boyfriend know how to do my starter braid for the weave. I was like, so that's what makes it crazy where women be like, yo, that's so true.
And shit like that, you can never leave your spouse for. It's like, because you did that, it's like, man, I got to stick with her forever now. Like,
I'm stuck.
You done put me out of my character.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely, yo. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. So, let's get to another question real quick. Anything you want to tell me or tell a story about that something crazy that happened to you in your comedy career so far?
In a good way or a bad way?
It don't matter. Like, it could be in a bad way, or if you got both, tell both stories or tell both of them. It don't matter.
Here's a funny but bad way. And then I'll tell you like the bad way, like I said, about where I think it was messed up with me and Double D. Because I've told a lot of people that story. Matter of fact, I ain't even gonna tell that. I'm gonna tell a good one and a bad one though. A good one, but it was funny, but it was bad. But it was funny. It wasn't a bad overall story, just the way shit happened. A lot of people don't know that when you're a traveling comic and you're doing a lot of these comedy shows, people just feel as though we live the life of luxury. That if you get booked, Will, you got booked in Florida. Oh, word, that's what's up. They just think somebody went ahead, paid for Will's flight to and from, you know what I'm saying, to do this show. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
So they don't realize that Will either had to pay for the flight there, had to call up a friend, or even best, you possibly had to get a buddy pass or whatever. So I got what we call the flight hookups. I ain't going to explain it because I ain't trying to get nobody in trouble. So if you don't know what the flight hookup is, you just gonna have to be dumbfounded on this story.
Word.
So I'm not going to explain it, but I got the flight hookup. So I fly out. I'm United at this time. I'm flying United at this time. And me and Cool Bubba Ice were on the show, and we're going to Anchorage, Alaska. And first of all, right then and there threw me for a loop. When Bubba said, yo, we got a show in Alaska. I was like, the Alaska? Like, what we talking about? Or is Alaska a small city that I didn't know existed somewhere? Like you know?
I'm like, no, it's still Alaska.
Yeah, like I'm thinking like it's Alaska. Like a lot of people don't know that there's an Oakland, New Jersey. So you know what I'm saying? Like so.
Oh, word! I didn't know that. Oakland, New Jersey. New Jersey is a city.
Yeah, it's Oakland, New Jersey.
Wow.
It's up there by Ramapo College. But a lot of people don't know that. So when I say that, I'm like, all right, cool. We going to Alaska though? He's like, yeah. So all right, cool. So we going to Alaska, and we get to Alaska. We had 2 shows to do. So we do the shows. While we're there, we're seeing a whole lot of stuff. We do a radio interview, all that stuff. Coming back though, we couldn't get back. It was like crazy book. We couldn't get back. I think the show was over. We supposed to get back on Sunday. We go to the lady like, yeah, where's our name on the list, on the standby list? The lady says, I can tell you right now, y'all not leaving till Wednesday. We said, wait, what?
What? Wednesday. Wow.
What? So we like, nah. And Bubba is one of those people, if anybody ever met Cool Bubba Ice, he's mad. Bubba don't believe in, which is good. Bubba don't believe in the word no. So Bubba believes anything is, Bubba always thinks somebody's lying when they say something. Like, hey, Will, hey, Will, you got twists in your hair? Yeah. Nah, he ain't got no twists in his hair. His hair just laid low real quick because he got a lot of stuff going on. Bubba, he got twists. Then when you wear it where it's sticking up a little bit, he like, oh, when you get them twists? When they told you he had twists. So Bubba's one of those types. So the whole time, Bubba like, man, that thing gonna clear. We gonna be on the first flight tomorrow. Don't worry about it. We gonna be on the first flight tomorrow. I said, Bub, this lady said Wednesday. Nah. Listen, trust me. Hey, I've been doing this a long time. Trust me. All right, so we go back to the promoter's house because we were staying at his house. And the next day, we get to the airport. We're there at like 3:00 their time, which they're 4 hours behind us. So it's like 7 p.m. over here.
Mm-hmm.
So we already missing out on time because we got to travel from Alaska to the West Coast and then from the West Coast to the East Coast. So we like, yo, we staying there, and the lady is still there. When the lady comes, we like, hey, where we at on the list? She was like, oh, y'all back? I don't remember that today's Monday. I said, yo, Bubba, she's clearly telling us we're not gonna make it. So Bubba says, nah, don't worry about all that. We gonna make it there. We gonna make it. We gonna be all right. Don't worry about it. We didn't make it that night. The next night, the dude tells us, hey, man, y'all better get on this flight because I got to go to work the next day and y'all not staying home with my daughter. His daughter was like 18 at the time or something like that. So he was like, y'all not being in the house by yourself with my daughter. So y'all got to go this time. So we get there. The lady basically says we're not going to make it. I wind up spending majority of my money that I made over there to catch a flight to Portland. I get to Portland. And then I have to go from Portland to DC. At this time, I didn't know that DC had 2 airports. It has Dulles and it has Reagan.
Okay.
Whatever when I came in on, I saw the flights on my phone, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm asking, where's this terminal? And they're like, that terminal don't exist here. That's at the other airport. And I'm like, oh, well, how far is that? They're like, oh, about an hour and a half. I said, say what?
What?
I had like maybe 2 hours to get. I had 2 hours that I thought was gonna be resting time. So they was like, yeah, it's an hour and a half drive. But if you can, I was like, well, I had no car. They was like, oh, you gonna be pushing it mad close. Like, you could take the shuttle, and if you catch on the shuttle right now, so I had to get on the shuttle and a train. So I get on the shuttle, I get on the train, I get off. I get there with like 10 minutes to spare. I run through security because at this time I only got my bag because my bag is going to Newark. My bag done went straight to Newark. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get this. So I'm running. I get to DC and they getting ready to load up. And I get there and it's wide open. I'm on the flight. Next thing you know, start thunder and lightning. I said, you gotta be shitting me right now. So the thunder and lightning start. We sitting there. They, of course, they say they're gonna delay till the lightning go by. Then they go ahead and it's like 45 minutes, and they're like, "Hey, everybody, we getting ready to load up. If you was on this flight, go ahead." Then they stopped and said, "We sorry, we just found out that we're low on air in one of the tires." In my mind, I'm like, "Fuck, we need tires for? We're flying. We don't need no tires. Damn that tire. Get us off this ground and get me to Newark." We waited so long for this tire to get more air in it that another plane that came in that had to go to Newark came in, and they said because they didn't want to mess up that time, they put that one before us and flew to Newark. We get up in the air in Newark, and we had to sit in the air for a half an hour later because they were in the same like docking port that we was in. We had to wait for that plane to move and then for us to land.
Fuck, y'all helicopters now? This is
Bro. When I say I was so sick, I to this day, the dude actually hit me. I was like, yeah, man, I'm getting my show back up in Alaska. I said, I'm not doing it. You can forget that. You can cancel Christmas on that one. I'm not doing it.
It's hilarious. I want to go to Alaska so bad. I had a couple of people on this show so far. I said they went there and said it was an amazing experience. And everything.
It is. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I just didn't like. I tell people all the time, if you're gonna go, just make sure you got a ticket there and back. Don't do
the standby shit. Yeah.
Don't do that standby shit. You'll be there forever.
Yeah.
Now the other story I was gonna tell real quick was that was kind of messed up is showing like how grimy the game can get. So now this shows how grimy the game can get. And this is why me and Double D, well, I had eyes with Double D because like I said, I was pissed off. But what wound up happening is I had a room in Union. Well, Double D used to do my room in Union. He used to do sporadic shows there. People real nice. Lady name is Patty, real nice person, whatever. And he, at the time, I had another room, and me and my uncle, the spot that we had, they had a basically like their system was messed up where they couldn't bring nobody in. Something dealing with the heat or the air or something like that. Some way or another, it was messed up, and it was like we can't have no guests. It's like, oh shoot, we trying to. So my uncle's like, you want to scratch the show? I'm like, nah, I'm on my way. Actually, at this time, I was on my way to Virginia to do a show, and I was gonna be back in enough time because I had a show on Thursday in Virginia, Friday in North Carolina, and then Saturday I was gonna be back in Jersey. So we driving. So me and my wife on the road. I'm like, nah, let me call somebody and see if I can get a room. So I thought about that room. I called Double D up and I was like, yo, you hook me up. He hooks me up. We get to the show. The show is jam-packed. We made everybody switch. We basically, because we had to pay for the room that we didn't know, it was a little bit more costly than what we were paying already. So we already knew we wasn't gonna make no money. I distinctly asked Double D, hey, do you want to be a co-host? That means you're going to be co-hosting every month. You'll bring up the new Jack's side, and then I'll bring up the book side. No. Let me just do a set. He does a set. He did okay from what to my knowledge was, if I can recall. But this is the important part of how grimy the game was, or the game can be. He started selling raffle tickets. He never cleared it up with anybody. He just started selling raffle tickets. He makes his money off of raffle tickets. We don't stop him. So at the end of the show, he comes to me. He says, "Can he get paid for doing some time and hooking me up with the room?" And I said, "Bro, I didn't make no money." I said, "I literally didn't make no money. We had to pay for the spot. We had to pay for the comedian." He's like, "Yeah, I know, but if it wasn't for me, this wouldn't have happened." I said, "I got it, and you sold raffle tickets. You made $50 off your raffle tickets because you said the prize winner was 50, so you made 50." Nah, that ain't the point, though. I said, bro, I didn't make no money. I said, all I have is like $40. That's it. I didn't make nothing. He was like, so can I get 20? I said, here's your 20. You just bought yourself out my life.
Wow.
And that was about 7 to 8 years ago.
Damn.
And I've never booked Double D on the show again.
Wow. That's why you rephrased it earlier. Gotcha. God damn. That's cold-blooded.
And that's how I was able to catch myself, because like, wait, I didn't book him. Because I don't.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, bro. The game is shitty, bro. I had somebody that did me wrong and told me that same shit, but I told him, I said, I'm gonna change the game. I'm just gonna continue to show niggas love, and they gonna understand after a while, But yeah, that shit's shitty.
And then what it is I don't, like I said, still to this day, he would never tell you that story, because he don't think that story, he don't remember that story, because it was nothing to him. It was something to me, because at that time, one, I'm just passionate about who I work with and who I feed. So my thing was, I already knew what the big picture was. And if I'm telling you, like, if I'm saying to you, like, Will, I got this room, you're going to be the host every time I miss. Or sometimes, I'm telling you that because it's a possibility of me missing more than a couple of times.
No, definitely.
You get what I'm saying?
No,
I ain't saying it for once in a blue moon. I'm saying it like, yo, there may be if we got 12 shows a year, you may be hosting like 4 of them.
Yep.
So you're getting a quarter of it, which means I need you to take care of it, which means that when it's your turn, you not sitting there stabbing me in my back, telling the promoter, like, yeah, you see, he missed again, right? Yeah, let me get. No.
I shout you out every time, every fucking show.
Yeah, and some people don't do that, and that's the whole thing. They don't do that, and they don't look at it like, hey, we're gonna eat together at the end of the day. So
Yep, and then niggas be sitting at home for 30 years.
Word.
Sitting at home for 30 years.
Still
But
in the
that's
same
crazy.
spot.
That's crazy. Like, yeah, man. Like, I appreciate the stories too. Them shits was hilarious and crazy at the same time.
Yeah, man.
One thing about comedy, this is another thing. Comedy could do some things to you, mentally and physically. Because I done seen some hurt comedians, or whatever. But what kind of person that comedy might have turned you into since you've been doing it, or has it changed? Has it changed you as a person ever, or anything?
It hasn't changed me. It just made me observe things a little bit more. Like it really made me have that what they consider the third eye. It really made me consider that. Like really like recognize like, oh shoot, you saw it this way and I saw it that way. You know what I mean? So it's like for instance, me and my family talked about doing horseback riding. And I asked them, I said, do the horse no, my 12-year-old, she's real scary. So I was like, yo, my wife was like, I don't think she's gonna want to get on the horse. And I was like, nah, she will. And it was like, nah, I won't think so. Won't think so. She get real scary. And I was like, nah, she'll be all right. She'll be all right. So I said, the horse be walking, right? It was like, nah, the horse don't be walking. I thought, oh, now they knew what everybody, all my sisters, my two sisters that I was talking, my wife, my brother-in-law, even my nieces and nephews understood what that meant. I immediately thought Kentucky Derby. Mama, I said, "Oh, they ride. Okay. Do we need spurs? Do we need spurs?" It was like, "What? Why would you need spurs?" I was like, "Y'all said it ain't walking." It was like, there's a thing called trotting. There's a thing." I said, "Oh." I immediately thought Kentucky Derby. So,
like, go right into a Western.
Yeah, bro. I said, so what lead? I said, we all in the trail. They was like, yeah. I was like, oh, they got the little bunny that leads them. They said, bunny, this ain't no dog race. I said, oh, they put the carrot out there or something. They're like, what are you talking about? And it's just, that's how, as a comic, I think our brain operates always on funny mode. And sometimes, for me, I'm speaking only for me, it takes over my actual knowledge. Like people don't even be thinking like, yo, this Joker has a degree. Like he has a bachelor's, he has an associate's, he graduated magna cum laude. They're like, yeah, I did, but I'm dumb. Like I'm stupid. Like, I'm for real.
Yeah, we had those moments, bro. We had those moments, like you said, nigga. I find you find it funny in everything when you experience anything. I find it funny in it. Like I just like even this quarantine shit, like all this, you find so much funny in it, and it's like I can't believe this is happening right now.
Yeah, boy. But one wife be sitting there. Every time I do something, my sisters or somebody be looking at my wife like, "You married him." Like, she's like, I know.
Yep. You definitely did. So I got a few more questions. Just like maybe a couple of them.
Sure.
One of them, since we just been talking about the struggle and all that, like what did you have to sacrifice so far, or what were some of your sacrifices of this love for comedy that you had to really put, down or up or whatever?
Finance, not having that steady finance, you know what I'm saying? I would say that's the biggest sacrifice. Not so much family time, because I love the freedom. I love the freedom of being able to, do more things with my kids that I wasn't able to do. Like I'll never forget how long I've been doing comedy, because I started the same year my oldest was born. So and I started in January, she was born in May. And it's even to the point where I tell her, like, if you ever wonder how long daddy been doing comedy, just say how old you are. You know what I mean? So, because I started doing it because I wanted to have a better life for her, but I also wanted to be happy when I went to work. Before that, I wasn't, for the first couple years of her life, I was going to work a 9 to 5 and I wasn't happy doing it. Yeah, I was making good money, but I dreaded going to work. You know what I mean?
No, I know
And then
exactly
because I was trying to pursue my comedy, it kept me out of the house more. So now with being able to do it this way, yeah, finances have taken a step back, but by the grace of God, I still got a roof over my head, clothes on my back, food in my mouth. And I'm happy when I go to work. When I say I'm going to work, it's doing something that I love to do. So um I'm just able to go ahead and just be happy. And I think that's one of the things. But like I said, finances was it's the biggest thing that was taken away.
Yeah, that's good, bro. I understand that. I'm on my way of trying to transition to that myself. So
Yeah.
I'm scared and I'm nervous, but nigga, I feel so free right now. Like it's just ridiculous. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you don't know, but I could be in my drawers right now. Which is y'all only see my shirt, like, like, and that's amazing.
Here's what's the crazy part about it. Like, the crazy part about it is a scared feeling, but there's so many avenues. As I said, I don't know if you're gonna play the part where we were talking before the show actually started, but like we were saying before, I said there's so many opportunities to create now from the comfort of your own home. Zoom could have been around for God knows how long. We just finding out about Zoom because of COVID.
No,
You
definitely.
get what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah,
making people to create meetings, interviews. Like I had an interview with Trey Songz over Zoom.
that's dope.
You get what I'm saying? So a lot of things like that happen, man. And it's just so many ways you could go ahead and say, hey man, I'm working. Yeah, I'm in my drawers, but I'm working.
No, definitely. When I'm not in my drawers, I just want to let niggas know. I was just saying it. I was just using
Well,
that.
I am. Not really.
You might be, hey, nigga. Hey, I don't see nothing. I don't give a fuck.
It's a crazy thing. Like I just don't feel comfortable doing it. Like I don't care if I'm doing a TikTok video, if I'm doing a what's going. I gotta throw on some shorts and t-shirt. I just feel as though people could look down on the camera like this. I see that nigga ain't got no drawers on.
Yeah, nigga, who fuck going on with this nigga?
Yeah, so I just can't do it.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. All right, I think I'm gonna end it with my other question, and I think we're gonna, and then we can chop it up after this or whatever. One thing, tell me what you want people to get from your comedy.
Real, just being real. Knowing that when you heard me perform, you heard that I was saying something that was real. I don't like imagination stories per se. That's just my personal opinion. There's no slight to any comic that does it, but I just like to my style of comedy. I love hearing where I can see that happening. Like I don't like hearing the and then the baby, my daughter got up and she put on a cape and she flew away. And it's like, no, she didn't. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? I like hearing stuff where I could sit there and be like, yo, I could really see that happening. Even if it didn't. Even if it didn't. If you sit there and say, man, let me tell you something. I was sitting there and, my wife is pregnant right now. And, I was trying to get some. And her thing said, yeah, you could get me some. And I'm taking my clothes off. And she was like, ice cream, get some ice cream. You know what I mean? Whatever way you wanted to jazz it up.
Yeah,
I can see that happening. I could see a grown man trying to get some from his wife. She pregnant. And you're getting some and her getting some is two different things. You know what I mean? I can see that. So whether it was made up, whether it was, ad libbed, or whether it was just something that came from a base place, I believe that way more than the people that have the jokes where like no shade, but like Kevin Hart, who I like his comedy, but like his last one where he was doing the whole gun compartment thing, I'm like, that's not real.
Yeah, even if it was like, I'll tell you something about that in a second. But go ahead, finish that.
But you get what I'm saying? Like that's not real to me. That's just not real. I don't believe that happening as opposed to using him again, because I'm not going to shoot a man down and not praise him as well. Especially being a black man, you know, I try to one of my things is I'm trying to make sure that I always salute, you know, our black kings and queens. So another thing, I mean, the opposite of that would be, yeah, the gun compartment joke didn't fit me, or I didn't believe it, and I didn't think it was funny. But the joke that he does of talking to Harry on the phone and having the phrase, you know what I'm saying? Man, I'm hungry as shit. That's hilarious. Cause we all do this. We all do the yo, what up, Will? How you? Ain't shit. Yo, man. How the missus? Oh, she cool. She at work. Yo, my nigga, let me tell you what. We wait. We all wait for the key. We all wait for the key. You know what I'm saying? My boy used to do it all the time. My boy, one of my boys that went to high school with me, he's still my best friend right now. He'll always hit me if he got something to say. He'll be like, yo, Ace, what up? I'm like, ain't nothing. He'll be like, what up, T? And I'm like, she ain't here. Nigga. And he goes right. It's like he need that clearance. It's okay to talk.
You got to, bro. Nigga, I'm that guy. I'll fuck around and say something. If you ain't tell me, I done did that to a couple of my niggas, but it's their fault. They didn't tell me.
They give me and that's why I said that joke is good, because that's believable. That's a believable joke. That ain't I sat down and wrote that. No, that had to happen for you to know, like, yo, this shit happens.
Yeah, definitely. I think what Kev went wrong on that other joke. My man that writes like short films and stuff like that, and he do comedy like skits. He not a comedian. We working on it though, but he told me write things in 3. If you ever notice a good joke, if you do something with is multiple, if you do it in 3s, it makes it funnier. Once you go past 3, it's like, okay, you just dragging. You dragging it along. And so what happened was I felt like the first 3 was okay. And it was, you should just left it there. But then he dragged it to like 5 other spots in the house. And it's like, yo.
Yeah. And that's the whole, and I think it was because you just know, when you know it's a good joke as a comedian, you want to keep talking and you having fun, and it's one of those, oh, let me just try this. Like, that wasn't even written down, but let me just, you know, it's like, I don't know if you be on TikTok or you ever see, they got it came from like a group of African cats, and they'll be like, this is my lap. This is a laptop. You know what I'm saying? So now people are thinking about jokes to do, and I think that's what happened with Kev. Like, the first 3 was the ones that was actually the hitters, and then he was like, wait, I got one more. You know what I mean? And he just kept doing that. Like, I think it was that, but I just didn't like the concept of the whole gun compartment, because I'm like, ain't nobody keeping no damn gun just random places with kids. You got kids, man.
Yeah.
There's no way you're doing that. So I just didn't believe it. Not to say that, you know, it's like, come on, man. You ain't doing that. Now, I could believe the whole, you know, there's a lot of stuff that I could believe. I mean, you know, but I'm one of those type of people that I like a clever comedian that was like, yo, that shit was clever. And then I like comics that talk about shit where I'm like, that's real life shit right there.
Yeah, I know that. I know I said this was the last question.
No, go ahead.
You just made me think. Is it ever? Because I said you got a joke that I wish I had. Is it any comedian that you have watched and was like, yo, I wish I had that joke or something like that?
Hell yeah. All of my boys. If you are one of my boys, which includes you, there is a joke that I wish I had from every one person. Because I just love y'all that much.
No, I got
so
you.
It is always when I watch y'all, like for example, you, and I don't even know if you touched on it. I wish I had that baby father joke.
I did it once.
That shit's fucking golden. That's golden. That shit is hilarious, dog. That is hilarious. That shit is golden. I don't care what you're never, and I'm looking at you as my brother, a person I love, you're never gonna have a better joke than that. Never in your entire career. I don't care. I don't care if you make millions off of everything else but that joke. I'm like, that shit is corny compared to that. You gonna be like, yeah, Ace don't like none of my jokes until I did.
Until I did this one,
yeah. I don't like none of your jokes until the baby drama joke.
Yeah, I did the joke once for just because of you. I did it once. I said I want to see how it feels to do it, and I did it once, but I'm working it out. Like I'm working it out.
You gotta walk it. You gotta.
I found the way to end it. Oh my God, the ending
concept.
Put like this. My God. I ended with DMX. Just put it like that. And I tell you,
that's hilarious.
I think you probably already know what I'm talking about.
It's just when I say the concept is just hilarious. So when you told me and we were just talking, when you said that, I was like, yo, that is funny. And I hadn't laughed that hard in a long time. And that's why I said, like, the people that I consider family, like, yeah, I literally have, there's always a joke from everybody, just to say, like Ray Gibbs, big shout out to Ray Gibbs, his joke about, he has a joke about, giving head and appreciation. You know what I mean? Saying that it was appreciation. He like, I can't believe you gonna do this to me. He said the girl would have a whole mouthful of cum. He was like, you're so disrespectful. And he might like, he's like, we had an agreement. Yo, that joke is hilarious.
I've never heard that one.
Yeah, yo, you gotta, that shit is hilarious. To CJ having the barbershop joke, you know what I mean?
A classic. Oh my God.
Having that. To Marshall Brandon, another good funny brother, Marshall Brandon, having the joke about the baseball signals, being in a relationship and giving your girl baseball signals. To even Cool Bubba Ice. If I was able to do impressions, him doing Lil Wayne telling the weather, I think that shit is hilarious. Cause he be acting like he high, but it's never done. I got the East Coast, it's on the West Coast. Yo,
I gotta see that. Cool Bubba got one of the. I think I mean, it's a bunch of jokes, and I'm talking about like a good runoff joke that you just continue. You could keep doing it, and just keep going and keep going. He got a joke about. I think it's the funniest joke I ever heard in my life. He got a joke about if you could really beat the brakes off the pussy.
Yeah, even that.
Oh my God, that joke is hilarious. Yeah. Hey Keisha, come here.
What?
Nothing. That joke. When I heard that joke, I cried. I literally cried. I was like, "Yo, that got to be the
greatest
joke
Q
ever."
Brooks, man, big shout out to Q Brooks. I'm gonna tell you two more people. I'm gonna say Q Brooks, who one of my good dudes, and I'm gonna say somebody who I saw on your show, on your platform, this platform right here. So Q Brooks with his joke about his grandfather going to karaoke and singing Solid as a Rock after he took a Viagra pill. That's hilarious. Yeah. He said his grandpa took a pill. And he's like, Granddad, you want to go to karaoke? He's like, yeah. He's like, I got a good song to talk about where I'm at. And now I'm solid. Solid as a rock.
That's hilarious. That's a good one.
Yeah, that. And then, of course, I will say, like, there's countless other people. If I didn't name you and you watched it, don't think that Ace is not, your boy. But I want to say a person that I did see you have on the show is Derek Gaines, my man Derek Gaines, and his
Episode
joke.
1.
Yeah, his joke about actually two jokes. Him doing a rhyme about a girl having a fat butt. He said, dudes Dudes don't care nothing about how she look, long as she got a fat butt. He said, dude, like,
No,
yo,
definitely.
she is ugly. He like, but she got a
It
fat
is.
butt though.
Yeah, that shit.
And then he do this whole rhyming. She got this in the face and this in the teeth, but she got a fat butt though. Yeah, he do a whole song. That, and then he does this joke about Goya beans. I don't know if you ever heard the joke about Goya beans.
I
He
haven't.
does a joke about Goya beans where he says it's an acronym. And he be like, I don't know about Goya beans. He said, you got to know. He said, I love Spanish people because they got Goya beans. He said, you don't know what Goya beans is? He said, I'll break it down for you. Goyabeans. That means go over your apartment because evidently a nigga starving. And that's classic.
Go over to your apartment because
Go
evidently
over your apartment because
starving.
evidently a nigga starving.
That's hilarious. No,
Yeah,
definitely. No, man. Look, I really appreciate you, man. Like, it's
man.
always a pleasure to work with you or do something with you, man. You know, you one of my favorite. I think to me, you one of the best hosts in the world. I don't
Thank
care.
you, man. I
You know what I'm
appreciate
saying?
it. I pry off of that. When people say that, yeah, and I know it's cliche to say thank you, I appreciate it, but I really do because, as I said earlier when we were talking, that's why I pride myself on with it. I got it from watching Martin host Def Jam, so it's nothing better to me. Like everybody, people be like, man, I want to see you do a set. If you see me do a set, you realize I'm a downgrade myself because people would be like, nah, nigga, you a beast. Well, I'm an animal. You know what I mean? But you let some of the vets even be like, yo, that nigga a beast. He a young
No,
beast.
definitely.
But
Definitely.
yeah, but my hosting, I really try to be one of the top in the game when it comes to hosting.
Yeah, and
So I
you do
appreciate it.
good. You do good with that shit, bro. Like, I learned from you. You was one of the guys when I first started comedy. I just kept seeing on my Facebook, but you was from Newark, so that intrigued me more. Cause I was like, when I was in South Jersey, it was like, I don't know nobody. When I first started the game, I ain't know nobody. I ain't know not one other comedian. Just like how you said, I didn't know how you could become a comedian. I never heard about comedy shows or nothing until I actually got into it or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Like, just you was like one of the guys I wanted to meet, and when I finally met you, when you start doing a room down here in Trenton, and I ain't gonna front. I wanted to be like, man, I hope this nigga good. And you was fucking amazing. You know what I'm saying? I always watch you. And we always had these conversations. We had good talks and
all
stuff
the
like
time.
that. It's never dull. We be on the phone for about an hour to 2
hours. You my brother for real.
Yeah,
I
for
don't
real.
just say that. Like people that's in my circle, like when I say I don't have biological brothers. I tell people that all the time. So once I consider you that, I really do mean it because of course, like I don't have a biological brother to be like, yo, I got that attachment. I got brother-in-laws, but I don't have a biological brother that came out my mother's stomach where I can be like, yeah, me and him got that. Nah. So if I put you in that place, it's me saying, yo, you right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So nah, you my fucking brother, man.
No, definitely, because you done helped me out. I helped you out, and that's one thing I love about you. You take advice from me just as much as I take advice from you.
Yeah.
Shit like that. It ain't like, well, nigga, you only been in the game for a little while. You my little brother, this and that. Like, I give you that big brother stature, but you always give me that equal anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I appreciate it, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm proud of you, my nigga. I know you moved out of your comfort zone to go build something.
Yeah, it's a little bit uncomfortable, but I think what's making it more uncomfortable is the fact that, like I said, COVID happened. When COVID didn't happen, I was comfortable as shit because I just was here because the fam was here, and I was like, I'm out this weekend. Yeah, well, I'm at this weekend. I'm looking at the calendar. I gotta go to Charlotte, gotta go to Atlanta, gotta go to Texas, gotta go to Kentucky, gotta go. You know what I mean? Now with all this shit shut down, I'm here and I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, cause it ain't nothing to do nowhere. It's not even like I can say, well, let me go back home.
Yeah, definitely.
Fam, stay here, but let me go back home. No, shit shut down everywhere.
Every motherfucking way.
Yeah. So like the little bit of shows you get, most of the time people are feeding people that are in their hometown because of the travel. So Atlanta's feeding Atlanta. You know what I mean? Other little small areas are feeding. You seeing flyers with, like, even this past Saturday, I was on a show and everybody was in this area. You know what I'm saying? It was Darren Brand from Wild 'N Out, Big Baby. He was on there. He headlined and I featured. But the other two, they were local comics. One dude, that was his first time ever being on stage.
Oh
So
shit.
you
Okay.
have that. Yeah, even the show that I got coming up at the end of the month, I got an all-female show, but it's all women that are in the North Carolina area because I can't tell somebody, hey, get on the plane and come to me.
No, definitely.
That's what's really making it uncomfortable. The fact
Yeah.
that I can't get up and go.
But when I said comfort zone, I mean like you went away from home to go start something different. You know what I'm saying? Which I admire. You did the radio show down there in North Carolina or whatever, and all that type of stuff. So, I'm proud of that, man. I just want to, I want to, give you your praise and give you your roses now. You know what I'm saying? So
I
I'm just,
appreciate it,
I
man.
admire what you do. Like you helped me get out of my comfort zone of pride. I put like that, my pride,
Yeah.
or whatever. This is, different things like that, and But before we go, man, because tell people how they can find you and all that good stuff, and let people know what's up.
Hit me up on Instagram at I am Ace Brown. That's Ace, like you playing cards, Brown. On Facebook is Ace Brown. If you on TikTok, it's I am Ace Brown. YouTube, just type in Ace Brown comedian, and you can see my short films. You can see my stand up. Not too much stand up. I don't really put too much stand up there, but you could definitely see my short films. I got a lot of short films coming. And then every Monday, once you become friends with me on Facebook and everything, you'll see my podcast. We do it every Monday. My man Will Wright, your host, will be on my August show in August. I think late August, he'll be on that show as a special guest. Dad's Intervention Podcast, where we shine a light on dads and we just talk about real shit as a dad from a dad's perspective. So we talk about things as far as topics that's going on currently. I think Will caught it last night. We was talking about Jada Pinkett and Will Smith. We have a Ask Dad segment where somebody actually writes in and asks a question. Then we have what we call the Dad's Cave, where we get down and dirty. We talk about sexual stuff and things that guys, may feel more comfortable talking to guys about. So,
Nah, man, that's dope, man. I really appreciate you, man, for coming up here, giving us the opportunity to, get into your life a little bit and to your career or whatever, keeping it 100 with us, even dropping names, man. Like this is what this show is about. It's about keeping it 100. Like that's why it's called All Jokes Aside.
And it's not I don't drop names just because I either worked with the person or whatever. And it's not to be hurtful or say don't work with that person. It's just what I've been through. And if I had to tell a story, somebody's gonna play your goddamn character. So,
no, definitely.
So it is what it is. So
definitely.
But big shout out to you, man. I'm happy that you growing and you doing stuff like this, man. Keep chomping it away, man. I'm only a phone call away. So we definitely make it happen.
Yeah. Oh, and I appreciate the less than 24 hours accepting the challenge.
Oh yeah, of course, man. Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
Only thing that stopped me right now is I didn't give you my disclaimer, and I'm glad I didn't have to, because I always, ever since these Zoom stuff, I always give a disclaimer when I first start. Like, look, if I ever got to stop in the middle, man, my daughters, they may come and interrupt. So I saw you had to kill off a couple times.
Listen,
you had to hit that mute a couple times. I saw
I've been
you doing this. I was talking, you was like this. Yeah, how you doing? Yeah, I'm like, nah, nigga, ain't no yeah. I just saw you cursing somebody out.
No, definitely. Yeah, I had to. Man. Like my son, he in his diaper, he want to come in. When they first wake up, they want to get in your arms and stuff. I'm like, bro, you don't get the fuck out of here.
That's how my daughter. They was while you was getting ready when we had to hang up and do it over. My two daughters was going at it. They was like, Daddy, I said, fix it. I don't give a shit.
Fix it.
Got time for this. Ain't got time for it.
Word, I definitely, because what I don't want while you talking, because this thing go back and forth while we talking or whatever. You talking, but they see me going off get the fuck back in the room, go, like you know what I'm saying. So I just mute it every time you start talking, pretty much, so we can just keep it on the focus or whatever. But yeah, I'm glad.
Word
What
up.
I'm glad is niggas haven't like try to respond to me moving. Like like niggas
Yeah,
like
nah, I know how it
what?
is, man.
Like what, man?
That's
Like
that's the funny part. That's why, I mean, I know we're going to get out of here, but that's the funny part. That's why I did the Dad's Intervention podcast, because that's the one thing that we don't shun away. We don't shun away you having outside interference. Like when we did Ray Gibbs, this nigga was cooking the whole time. Why? And then came
hey,
back on camera, was
hey,
eating a burger. Like we don't shun it away because we want to show the essence and the the pureness of being a dad. You know what I'm saying? That's what we try to do. We're going to extend it to women as well, but we want to show the pureness of being a dad. We want dads to come on. And if you got your son in your arms, you got your son in your arms. The only time we say something about kids is when the dad's kid, because of course we're talking explicitly. You know what I mean? We don't want we want it to be where, hey, you could talk freely and not be like, yeah, man, I got my son here, I got my daughter here, my wife sitting right here. But well, not so much your wife, but definitely kids. We be like, yo, put the kids away. Tell the kids get out your face for a minute. We about to get down and dirty. But anything else before that, we try to keep it as clean as possible. You know.
no, I
Um,
definitely. I feel you. I gotta put my kids away because them niggas start getting. He want to ask questions. What did he just say, Dad? Like nigga, ain't nobody. You're not on the interview.
ain't nobody talking.
Talking to you, like just because you can hear it, don't mean you supposed to answer that. You like,
Yeah, my daughter, my 12-year-old was sitting here yesterday, and I told her, I said, nah, I said, you got to go in your room. And she's like, why? I was like, nah, you get to talking a little bit crazy, and Daddy don't need you to hear that. So
yeah,
get out of here.
my kids will use that shit later. That's why I gotta kick them niggas out the room. I got like, yeah, you got to go. I love you, but you got to go.
You got
But
to go.
yeah, but man, look, once again, man, thank you. I appreciate
Yes,
you, man.
yes, sir.
Let's chop it up again soon. I love
We
you,
will.
bro. I see you
Love
soon.
you too, man.
All right, man.
Yes, sir. We got to link up.
Definitely, we definitely will. You know that.
Yes, sir.
Peace. All right, what's going on? Once again, man, you're just watching another episode of All Jokes Aside. I really appreciate you even sitting it this long, watching what we got going on, man. You might hear my babies in the background. If you don't, it is what it is. But I appreciate you. I love you. Until next time, sayonara. I don't even know that's supposed to go there now, but see you later. All right.